Hey, welcome back to Enigmatica 2, where in the last video, we very nearly got everything needed to make these draconium seeds. We were just missing a few things, namely the attuned rock crystal and some residual draconium, which, as you can see, I have since done the grinding on my own to get that back. I only had to kill like 4 more dragons, not that big of a deal. But the main reason why we weren't able to get the seeds last time was because of this thing, the attunement altar. I could not, for the life of me, figure out how this worked, and I left that as an open question to the comments, what I was doing wrong. And I got plenty of help on that. And it seems like the majority of what I was doing was correct, just slightly off, or I missed a step. The two main things that kept coming up was, instead of this looking glass, I needed a telescope, because this can actually find it a lot easier, and I think you need a telescope to be able to write it down? I'm not sure on that front, but I needed a telescope, let's just say that. And as well, the constellation paper wasn't working because each constellation has a specific moon phase where it works, and that's where the telescope can come in, because with the telescope you can find all the different constellations in the sky, so that you know when the one you're looking for is active, so that you can actually attune to it. And that's also why when I was doing this, I was finding only the one constellation, because I think only one can appear per night. I'm not terribly confident with that last statement, but either way, they're not all in the sky every night, so that's why I couldn't find it. And good news, it's becoming nighttime, so I can put this to the test. So I can make that telescope, and I guess for now I can just stick it on the roof. So, apparently the telescope should automatically focus on the constellation in the sky. I think I can see something there. Hang on, I'll get that guide back. So what am I looking at here? I don't know. I'm just gonna connect these and hope for the best. I think that's what I need to do. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. I need to turn this around to find the right constellation? Oh, I still have no idea what I'm doing. Hang on a minute. I want to get the looking glass back, because this... Ah! That looks to be what I'm looking for. I think that's Visio. That one's a lot more obvious. And I can still draw on the looking glass. Oh! Okay. I guess I didn't need the telescope. Hang on, does that mean then? Yes! Okay, I gotta do this quick. I think this is where it's supposed to be, but that doesn't look correct. But maybe it is. I'm losing the night. I'm pretty sure all of these are in the right spot. Do they not have lenses on them? I think I've missed my chance. Damn it. Hang on. If I grab myself an imperfect ritual stone and a lapis block, I think I just do that. There. Nighttime. And is Visio still in the sky? I hope so. Now it's working! Okay, I just took the lenses off too late. So now I step inside. Oh! I am taking a lot of damage? Or not? I don't know what that means. Wow, this is really a long cutscene. Oh. I think that's worked. Now I'm attuned to Visio. Okay. So, I think I can safely just remove this. One way I can check that I'm attuned is if this blank constellation paper shows anything at all. Okay. Does that mean I'm not attuned? Or does that mean I just have bad constellation paper? Hang on a minute. I'm gonna go back to all these old shrines and see if any of the constellation paper does anything. Nothing's changed. Interesting. I guess I have one more thing to try. I can just keep looking for more constellations. Although I found this one again. Ah! I think I figured out what it is. Yeah, Decidia. I can't see it in the sky though. Only Visio, but maybe that's because I'm attuned to it. I still don't know if I'm attuned to anything. But now the Decidia constellation paper works. Let's go the next night. And it's Visio again. I'm just going to keep doing this until I see something different. Ah, here's something. I think this one is Evorzio? Yeah. Okay, let's keep it going. This one seems to be Almara, and then this one's Evitius? Evitas, however that's pronounced. But I think that's all the bright constellations. How do I find the dim ones? I think these are the ones that you need a telescope for, maybe. But again, I can't pass anything out of this. According to the book and what I can find online, I'm not missing anything. I just need a telescope. Okay, I'm finding nothing online, but I have an idea. It really doesn't want to tell me what each of these recipes are, but I'm pretty sure this one is Mineralis, because Mineralis has to do with ores. So, I'm pretty sure that's the recipe for Mineralis. I'll make it nighttime, and it's just giving me blank constellation paper. But if I put the right items in their spaces... Oh, Mineralis. Okay, so wait, I've memorized the drawing, but it still says there's nothing here. I don't know, but that gives me hope that I might maybe be able to find this, because I know this has to be Mineralis, and it tells me it's Mineralis, even though it says there's nothing here. So I just need to find this shape. Hang on. There's a chance I haven't attuned properly. What if I just do this again? I got an advancement that time, and now Mineralis works. Okay, I think the first time I attuned it just didn't work properly. And let me see. Yep. So you don't need to find a specific constellation paper. It's just the next blank one will be whatever the next constellation is. I was missing something. There, now there's more obvious things in the sky. I'm pretty sure this is Boots. This is Octans. This is Fornax. This is Lucerna. And I don't think there's anything else in the sky tonight. Whoa, what's that meter on the side of the screen? Is that how I level up with Visio? Because Visio is the movement one. I think so, because it's just when I walk around. I don't really know what it does for me. I think this is Horologium. This is Felatrio. Or Pelatrio. Oh, and I think this is it. Mineralis. Nice. So then I can set up the altar and stick a rock crystal in it. Oh, this is a different animation. And then I can put that in there, get the constellation on the ground, and I can make the draconium seeds. Ah, finally. Oh, wait a minute. Not quite yet. 1 second. I need another nether star. Put that in the altar while it's still nighttime. There we go. Draconium seeds! Finally! So now I can start growing a ton of draconium. I don't have to go kill the dragon over and over. And also I can duplicate the seeds. So, now that I have this, onto... the main point of the video is to put it to use. And I may as well do the experience seeds too. And there's a couple things that I want to do with this. Obviously, the draconium seeds is how I get draconium to be able to progress, but I'm going to need to build up a pretty big backlog. So, I'm going to get myself a bunch of garden cloches to be able to grow them very quickly. And they're not that expensive. I basically just need these ejector upgrades, but those are pretty easy. And then the heavy engineering blocks I can just queue up. Oh, maybe not. I still need to make some of this myself. But still, it's not that hard. So I'm just going to make all of these, and then see what I can do with this. I'm thinking over here, I'm just going to have a load of these cloches set up, because I might get some more mystical agriculture seeds over time as well. I can fit quite a lot here, but I'm going to take one of these, and I'm going to try and set it up on the experience seeds. I'm wondering how I set this up. Where's the output on a garden cloche? I'm guessing here. So if I put a water source there, yep, it does keep this full of water. Then I think the fertilizer goes in the back. So for that, I'm just going to steal some bones from over here. It's already going to be a bit of a spaghetti mess, but it should only be able to extract the bones. Yep, and keep this full. so that this continuously gets bone meal. Then I think fertile soil works. So then I can grow the experience seeds once I get some power in here. But this should be going quicker. Fertile soil might not work. I guess I'll just stick it on dirt. Yeah, now it's working. So this should just continuously make experience essence. And then I need to pour it into a magma crucible. And I could have sworn I already had one, but I guess not. That's fine, I can make it fairly easily. And then I just pipe the experience essence in, and it makes essence of knowledge. Ah, but I need liquid XP. That's fine, I can just make another one. Hang on, I can convert this. There we go. Okay, I think this is all working properly now. Okay, so that's that sorted. That should now be producing a lot of liquid XP. So that now I'm making wither skeletons quite a lot faster. The next thing I want to do is get the thing to automatically convert the skulls into nether stars. So I'm going to need a wither builder. And presumably something to be able to contain the wither. And I think reinforced obsidian is probably my best bet. And this isn't too hard to get. I'm basically just needing more grains of infinity. I can just grab a bit more. Then I can make a bunch more of that. Ooh. I think I'm going to make this out of witherproof glass. That could look pretty cool. Right, so what am I missing for the wither builder? I need another machine case. I need some plastic. I need some skeleton skulls. And I need another nether star. Then I can make that wither builder. And then last, I need something to provide it with soul sand. And I'm thinking the most promising option is probably just witch water. But if I'm doing the witch water method, I'm going to need something to provide it with sand. So I'm going to have to make a couple more auto hammers. But they're really not that hard to make. So I think this is everything I'm going to need. Oh yeah, and something to kill the wither. Surely the spikes wouldn't work. A mob crusher maybe? It just says it'll kill any entity in front of it. I don't know if it's witherproof though. I guess I can try. It's not that expensive. So there we go. I'll see if it can survive a wither blast. And I just want to check. Okay, its working area is like that. Can it go through blocks? Because if that's the case, I could probably kill the wither while keeping this safe. Yeah. So, I'm not really sure where to put this. I'll put it here for now. What's the working area look like? Aha. I would like to rotate that. It doesn't want to rotate for some reason. Oh, I can rotate it, but I don't think it changes the working area. Okay, I guess that's the working area for the wither then. I'm not sure how strong the wither explosion is, but I really just want to fortify this to make sure that the wither can't blow up the stuff around here. So I'm just going to completely surround the wither to make absolutely sure the explosion doesn't leak out anywhere. Then, if I stick the mob crusher there, it's a bit hard to tell, but it does look like it sticks in a little bit, enough that it should be able to hit the wither. And I get two different things out of this mob crusher. I get the items that I'm just going to pipe straight back into these drawers, and I think I'm going to need another drawer to be able to contain it. And then I think it also gets essence out of the XP, so then that is going to go through the floor and up into where the rest of the essence goes. Right, now to be able to fuel this, I'm going to set up all of these barrels that should all get filled with water, and then the two auto hammers should make some sand that I can then pipe in the same way. And yeah, it seems like it's worked to turn all of this into soul sand. And then on a different channel, I can extract that soul sand, and it all goes into here. Then I'm also just going to filter this. I don't know if I need to, but just a precaution in case it tries to insert random other junk. Or actually, instead of filtering there, I can filter this extraction. Yeah, and that takes the wither skeleton skulls out of the drawers into the wither builder. Okay, I think before I set this going, I'm just going to make a backup, and then I guess I just see how this goes. It's made a wither, it's made a second wither, and a third wither. Okay, this is just going to keep making withers. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. That's why we have the backup. Okay, so What's wrong with this wither cage? Do I need to make it a 3x3? I can do that if that's what it needs, but I don't think that's what the problem was, because it went straight through the ceiling. So if I just reinforce the ceiling, would that be enough to keep it in place? I don't know. Because if it was able to clip through the top block, that meant that it spawned inside of that top block. Similar logic to how it was escaping through the end portal last time. I guess I've got a backup. I can see if that's what the problem was. Because if this stops them from clipping out, that's something. Okay. They're not clipping out and they're being killed. Surprisingly quickly too. Wow. Okay then. Why is it not spawning anymore? Ah, waiting on soul sand, I guess. So I guess if I wanted to speed this up, I could just add a lot more barrels here. I'm thinking I do that. But for the time being, this at the very least works. And it is grinding withers. Yep, here it goes again. Yeah, it's so weird. They go through that top block and then they stop. I don't know why, but this solution has worked. So I'm just gonna leave it be. The withers are automatically spawning and dying. So I could, in theory, just leave this to convert all of my wither skulls into nether stars. I will just add a sound muffler so that I don't have to keep hearing these. And I can probably input my own soul sand and have it make many more withers. Yep. So I guess I can do that if I ever want to manually make some nether stars. But I think, for the most part, I'm just gonna leave this be. On my own, if I want to accelerate it, I can add more barrels, but I'm fine to just leave it. Because I've got a couple other things that I want to do. Mainly, I want to set these up so that I can just add in the seeds as necessary. So I can set most of this up more or less the same as what I did for the XP seeds. And I'm going to have it go into the same set of drawers, because why not? I think my problem, though, is how am I going to get the bone meal? Why is this already fertilized? Fertilizer is running out. Yeah. I don't know why it had fertilizer to begin with, but still, I'm going to need to provide it with bone meal. And I don't really just want to stick an export bus on all of these, because that's just kind of lame. And also, if I've gone this far without a single import or export bus, I kind of want to keep it that way. So then what can I do to provide bone meal? Ah, I was going to use the composter, but I'm in 1.12. That doesn't exist yet. So then I'm going to need some way to get bones. And if this is mystical agriculture, maybe I do it with skeleton essence? It's doable. Skeleton seeds aren't that hard to get. I just need to go kill a load of skeletons. I can do that pretty easily. And then the rest of the seed is pretty easy. Then I can set this up to make some bones, send them into a manufactory, and then extract the bone meal into all of these. And that should work fairly well to supply all of this with bone meal. Now I just need to figure out how to more reliably power it, because I think I'm being bottlenecked by the fact that I have an energy cube at all. I can extract from another side, but I don't think that's going to fix it. So instead, I'll just connect it straight to the mains. Yeah, there we go. That's doing something. But I think this shows that I definitely need to get better power transfer. Because if I want to upgrade my power generation any further, really, I'm going to need something better than ender energy conduits. And I'm going to need better storage than an ultimate energy cube. And for that, I'm probably going to have to go past mechanism. I'm probably going to need to deal with the flux network, which is going to be a bit, but I don't think it's too terribly far away. Especially now that I've got all of the nether star production. Maybe I can do that next time. And I don't think it's going to show here, because I don't think there's an actual item for it. But there's the draconic, I forget the name of it, but whatever the giant energy sphere is. So maybe I can get that soon? I don't know. I don't know how draconic has been rebalanced in this pack. But if I've got draconium production, maybe. I don't know. But either way, for the time being, this is fine. It's not a priority to upgrade it, but it is on the list. Especially once I start getting more seeds in the cloches, and when I get a resource miner as well. But anyway, I think that's this system done to be able to support any seeds, really. I'm not entirely sure what seeds are going to go in there just yet. I guess we'll find out. Basically, everything that the tier 6 Void Miner has that the previous tiers don't. Which actually, I think that's only draconium. So now that I have draconium production elsewise, the tier 6 Void Miner is irrelevant for everything other than speed. The tier 5 can do everything. And with the Nether Star production, tier 5 Void Miner might not be that far off. Who knows? And actually, this production is faster than I thought. I might need to ramp up the Wither Skeletons. But also, I don't really want to be producing too terribly many Withers, because they aren't the best to deal with. Notably, the health bar at the top of the screen, that just kind of gets in the way. I'm sure there's a way that I can get rid of that health bar, but I don't know what it is. Even if it's a command, I'm open to doing that. Anyway, I'm not sure where I'm going anymore, because this is kind of all I had planned for this video. And we've done a decent bit. We've fixed up and finished astral sorcery, pretty much. We've used the seeds to upgrade the mob duplicators, and expanded on that to make an automatic wither farm. And then we've set up a system here for mystical agriculture. So yeah, that's quite a lot of progress. And to be honest, this is where I thought I would be 2 episodes ago, but I was a bit ambitious. There were a few things I hadn't quite considered, but I'm there now. And I think next time, there's a chance I can get started on Draconic. And there's a lot of things that I want from here, but we'll see how this goes when we get to it, because Draconic Evolution is going to be a huge thing. And there's a good chance I need to upgrade my infrastructure a lot more to be able to handle how much stuff Draconic is going to take. But either way, that's something for me to figure out on my own, and I'll get back to you by next video. But for now, I think I'm just going to claim these quests, see what I get out of these loot crates, which was nothing good, and then I think I'm good to leave this be. I haven't got anything else to add, so I'm going to call the video here. Bye.